Tyler Longview both clocking in at 76 degrees.
On Brian Houston's Sports Radio Live.
A new report claims Alex Rodriguez and several other prominent players received performance-enhancing drugs from an anti-aging clinic in Miami.
Today on Brian Houston's Sports Radio Live.
It just sounds incredibly dumb if it proves to be true.
Goligoski to Larson. He'll shoot it. He scores!
Deer antler spray was among those prescribed treatments. Now, deer antler spray contains a substance which is on the NFL's banned list.
Crouching Tiger becoming the not-so-hidden dragon at Torrey Pines.
Why specifically do you think you're so dominant here?
I just feel comfortable on this golf course.
Ray, you're 37. You're going to be the oldest starter in Super Bowl 47.
I've never stopped loving the game.
What struck me about the San Francisco 49ers is that they really are treating the Super Bowl like a business trip. And that's not by accident.
This is the same Rob Ryan who, after the Dallas Cowboys fired him, said he'd be out of work for 5 minutes.
All right, I'm cooler than you are. Light this candle.
On 99.3 Talk FM, it's Brian Houston's Sports Radio Live.
Light the candle.
Here's Brian Houston.
5 o'clock, you made it through Tuesday.
How about that?
Happy hour. And it's always happier on Tuesday afternoon because we get a chance to talk to one of our favorite people. He is at the Super Bowl right now. I'm not sure where he is. I don't know if he's on Radio Row now or if he's a free man and he's walking the streets and getting into all kinds of trouble or not. But we're going to go to the APEC VIP hotline, cutting-edge training for the serious athlete at APEC. Results speak for themselves when their athletes hit the field. From 1310 The Ticket in Dallas, Donovan Lewis. How you doing, Donnie?
I'm good, Brian. How are you, man?
Doing fine. How's the day been? Media day at Super Bowl.
Oh, man. Media day is always a whip. It's just getting out at the Superdome, and it's really cool because I've never been inside the Superdome, so it's pretty cool to see that venue, but it's become just everyone trying to do what they can do to, A, either get the athletes to talk to you, or B, get some national exposure. You have a guy with a wrestling mask on out there. You had a guy with the crown and the cape who got a lot of attention. You have, people from Entertainment Tonight, and it's just crazy. But I tell you what, I think some people have things figured out because they realize that an athlete, no matter who they are, will talk to you if, A, you have a really, really hot girl with you.
There you go.
B, you have a kid with you. Or C, you have some type of military uniform on. You would never, ever get turned down for any interview.
All right, so which did you have?
I had D, none of the above.
Oh, man. Okay,
yeah,
so you learned this lesson today, then, is what you're saying.
I got some good stuff out there, but, man, Telemundo, they know what's up. They will send the hottest girls ever out there with microphones and cameras, and those athletes go bananas, and I would, too. I'm part of the media, and I'm going bananas, hoping that maybe I had a San Francisco 49er uniform in my bag so I can change and just get interviewed by one of those Telemundo girls.
And not only that, man, but you could get a sympathy vote if you could convince them you're Alex Smith.
No doubt about it. I could, just kind of let me cry on your shoulder a little bit. But another thing they started a couple of years ago at Media Day is that they allow the fans to come inside the stadium now. You usually couldn't do that. But it amazes me that people will pay, and I think they do have to pay.
It's like $25, I think I read.
Oh, okay, $25 to come in and sit down and watch media people interview players. Now, they do have a little device where they can click on and they can hear what's going on at the different booths. Like if they want to hear Ray Rice or they want to hear Torrey Smith or something like that, they have the ability to switch and listen to the people at the different booths. But I don't think there's no way I would pay $25 for that.
Not a chance in the world.
To sit there way, way far away and watch other people interview players. It just doesn't seem right.
No, I guess that means they couldn't afford a ticket to the Super Bowl, so this is the closest they're going to get.
Well, you know what? Then I might be in that group. I don't know if I could plop down $1,300 for a ticket to go to the Super Bowl. So if I need that to get close to the action, I guess that's where I would be.
Dude, it's too easy to turn my TV on. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm definitely right there with you. And it is pretty cool, though. You sit back and I think this is Super Bowl number 7 for me. So,
is that right?
You kind of sit there. Yeah, you sit there and you think about doing your work and getting stuff, and you may come jaded a little bit, but it is really cool to come down here and check everyone out. And when media day starts, you have 60 minutes. The players are available for an hour, and you can roam and do whatever you need to. I always sit back for about the first 10 or so and just watch and just look at everyone, clamoring over people and doing their bits and all that stuff. It is kind of cool to watch and to see what's going on before I kind of dive in, because the guy in the wrestling mask, he got a lot of attention today, and he looked like something after WWE or something like that. But it was pretty funny to sit back and watch.
Do you have any idea what he was promoting?
No idea whatsoever. I just kind of walked around and I was trying to see who got the most attention for Media Day as far as media member-wise and athlete-wise. And, of course, everyone was crowded around Ray Lewis. But as soon as the Media Day started, Baltimore was second. As soon as their Media Day started, Terrell Suggs got at his booth. He got on the microphone and started singing. I can't recall what song it was, but he was loud. He was so loud singing that a few people from Ray Lewis's booth kind of ran over to Terrell Suggs because he was the absolute superstar of the day today.
Oh, my gosh.
It was funny. It was funny. He entertained. He clowned for that entire hour.
Wow. Well, he might have been trying to do that as a distraction to get people's minds off of deer antler spray.
Yeah, I know. It's a trip how maybe they were sitting on that story so it can roll out and they can kind of ambush Ray Lewis with that. It seems odd.
Well, the media would never do that. Come on.
You know we would.
You're so cynical.
Let's not mention this until there are a million people watching. Okay, deer antler spray. What's up? What you got? But,
what do you make of that? I mean, what do you think there's any truth to that? I mean, because I'm thinking deer antlers and the word spray, I'm thinking urine's involved there somewhere.
I don't know if I would take that. I don't care if it made me strong and fast. I don't know if I'd spray some deer antler #1 on me for anything.
Man, I just don't know about that. But I mean, but that turned into the story of the day, I guess, today, right?
Right, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's the list, and you see A-Rod's name and Ray Lewis and Nelson Cruz and Gio Gonzalez, and you know what? Now these days, Brian, and I think you may be right along with me. You don't know what to think.
You don't
know because when you say, it's not true, they're just trying to make up a story. And, you said the same thing about those other lists. And when Jose Canseco came out and said all these players were doing this and you just brushed them off because you didn't know what he was talking about, and he was proven to be true. He knew exactly what he was talking about because he saw it. So you just don't know what to believe. Of course, Ray Lewis is going to deny. Why would he say, "Well, you got me. Deer antler spray. Yep, I got a bottle of it right in the pocket. I use it as cologne." You just don't know.
And I heard somebody make the comment today. What are they going to do if his last game's Sunday? What are they going to do to him?
Right. You know what? Are they going to investigate it? So maybe what if they find out it's true and they suspend him for the Super Bowl?
Oh,
what will happen with that? He's the story. He's the #1 story of this Super Bowl. And if something comes out where, they investigate him, they ban him from the game, man, the whole city of Baltimore might drive down to New Orleans to just turn some things up around here.
Man, the wise guys will be coming in.
No doubt. You have to get some of those guys from The Wire might come down and try to mess up some things. And we know we don't want that. Omar might be coming.
And trust me, being a native Louisianan, there's enough gangsters right there in town. You don't have to bring them in from outside,
Right. It's they got a little bit here, right there, here. But
yeah.
It's crazy, and it was the talk of Media Day, and Ray Lewis tried to put a squash on it, saying, "Look, I'm not going to give that my press or my time, but it's going to be out there."
Okay, who was the most famous person you saw today?
Man, that was the difference, I think, from last year to this year. Last year in Indianapolis, you had a lot of famous people.
In Indianapolis?
Walking around. Yeah, I know. Isn't that something, being media? You had the Sierra. She was out there, and I got my picture with her, by the way.
Very nice.
She was a part of the media last year, and that's one thing I tried to do this year is figure out who was the most famous person. And you know what? And you might hang up on me when I tell you this, but the most recognizable person out here this year as far as famous-wise may have been Kevin Frazier from Entertainment
Are you
Tonight.
kidding me?
No, that was, you took the athletes away. You take some of the athletes who are announcers and in the media away, but he might be.
Wow.
That's kind of sad.
That's pathetic. No, Craig Smoke told me yesterday Pat O'Brien was the most famous guy he saw.
Man,
and I'm going, where's Pat O'Brien been?
That may even be more sad. Yeah,
that's pathetic. And now I got to ask you: did you get to see AJ McCarron's girlfriend anywhere while you were there?
I did not. The scuttlebutt around was that she was part of the media and she was at media day, but I did not see her.
Oh, she was surrounded as much as Alex Smith, probably.
Right, and I may have walked past her and just didn't register to me.
So no, dude, you wouldn't have walked past her and not stopped.
You're probably right. You're right.
You can try that on your wife, but I ain't buying it. Okay.
Okay, I forgot who I was talking to. You're right.
I'm not not going there at all.
Yeah, I didn't see her today. No.
When while you're over there doing this, then the biggest laugh of the day came when the word came down that Jeff Fisher interviewed Rob Ryan and then said, no, maybe not. I don't think we want you after all, Rob. Go find another job. So that makes it
really?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't get the job. You knew that?
Didn't know that. No.
No, he did not get hired to be the defensive coordinator. Apparently, they met yesterday, interviewed, and then today the Rams said, I don't think this is such a good fit after all.
Wow.
So that 5 minutes now is according to my producer Chuck, 3 weeks, 500 hours, 30,000 minutes since Rob Ryan said he'd be off for 5 minutes.
He's only about 29,900 or something off. Come on now.
He's just off a little bit.
About that. Yeah.
Wow.
Not that far off at all.
All right. The other question, there was a topic in one of the 1,000 things I've been reading today, the suggestion that what would have happened to Jason Garrett had he taken the Baltimore Ravens job 5 years ago when he interviewed for it and I think was offered the job.
Right.
What kind of success do you think he would have had as a head coach with a guy like Ozzie Newsome running things? And how do you think that would have worked out as opposed to staying for the cash, getting $3 million to be an offensive coordinator and staying there in Jerry's lunacy?
That's the $1 million question, man. You know what? Everyone thinks it's all glamorous to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And while it is entitled, sure, but I guess you just don't realize what working conditions you have under that. And boy, I don't know, man. I don't know what type of game manager he would be out there in Baltimore. Okay, you know what? The general manager owner situation will be different, and it probably be a little better. But you would think that Garrett would probably wants to call his own plays in Baltimore also. So now you have some of the game mismanagement that happened here in Dallas. What if that rolls up to Baltimore? Is he going to be better prepared game management-wise being in Baltimore? I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not. So would he have success? Man, that's a tough question to answer. I would probably say the way that Baltimore team is run and how they do things, he probably would, record-wise, be more successful than he is in Dallas. But would that translate into them making the Super Bowl or going deep in the playoffs like they have been? I don't know. It just seems as though Harbaugh has more command of the sidelines than Garrett. It just seems to me that way. So.
Because he's been allowed to. I mean, he's hired his own staff, and
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And maybe that's the case. And maybe if they think Garrett is the great, let's say great. That's not great. The good football mind that he is, and he can hire his own staff, and they're doing things Garrett's way. Then maybe he would have success in Baltimore. Just don't know if it would be Super Bowl or deep in the playoff success like they've been having. But it seems as though the leaders on that team have a big influence on that team. And you just don't see that with the Cowboys. The leaders on the Cowboys, they aren't rallying the troops. They aren't doing this, and they aren't vocal, and they aren't doing that. It just seems like that Baltimore team is just run. You just make sure the oil is changed and the gas is there and the filters are changed. And I think that Baltimore team, not taking anything away from Harbaugh, I just think that Baltimore team is run that way, and I think that's a good way to run a team.
Oh, no question. It's obviously working for them. This will be their, if they win it, this is their second title since the Cowboys won one, if you know what I mean.
Right. And it's just a trip how you would consider Flacco just the okay quarterback. You know, you rattle down the list of the top quarterbacks in this league, and Flacco is probably dead smack in the middle, if not even a little lower thought of around with everybody's thinking. But, man, that dude is money in the playoffs. And he's winning playoff games after playoff game after playoff game, and you can't teach that, man. You can't teach that. You know, I always equate that to Jason Terry with the Mavericks.
Yes.
And I was so upset when they let him go. And you know what, in Boston, he's not the same Jet he was in Dallas, but that dude is a closer. And you can't teach that, man. You cannot teach that at all. You know, you can have a guy who can score 20-some points a game, but when you need it, and you need that shot, and that dude is not scared to make it or miss it, man, that is something special. And it seems as though Flacco just has that something special when it gets to the games that counts. He makes it happen, and you just can't teach that, man.
So it sounds to me like you're leaning toward the Ravens then for the Super Bowl.
You know what, we talked the last time, and I just said I didn't think Baltimore was scared to go to New England and play New England, where another team might be in awe because they're up in New England playing Belichick and Brady. I don't think this situation gets big for them either. I really don't. It's Baltimore. They've seen it all. They always go on the road, Brian, in the playoffs, and they always win. Almost, this is only their second trip, but they always win a playoff game, and they're always on the road. So I just don't see any situation phasing them at all. I think San Francisco is a more talented team, but I think Baltimore will find a way to win it.
Okay,
and
so
don't excuse the Ray Lewis factor either.
No, I don't.
I think that might be the hump that they get over.
Okay, so I'm sure you've read the stories and heard the time. I'm sure you guys have talked about it. So this gives Jerry what he needs now, because they almost beat Baltimore back during the season. You know, so he knows he's just that close to being a Super Bowl champion again, right? Yeah.
Maybe he's a player away again.
Lord,
from doing something. It's a trip how that always falls, and it has Jerry's mind just racing. So we've always just been one game away from the playoffs. Oh, the Giants won the Super Bowl, but then we were one a game away from winning the Super Bowl because the Giants did it. We can do it too. And now you're right. We got Baltimore on the ropes. Should have won that game. Oh, they're the Super Bowl champions? Okay, we're not that far away. We can make something happen. And then you can see in that draft where they'll move up to try to get that player and make that splash play. You could just see it, man.
I can see him taking Tyler Wilson in the first round, man. I'm seeing it just as clear as day right now.
And it's maddening. It's maddening, man, because it just never ends.
Unbelievable. All right, so where are you eating tonight?
You know what? There's the media party.
Oh, you going to that too?
I am, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think they said they have over 40 restaurants from around here showcasing their best food. So we'll get a nice taste of New Orleans tonight.
Great, while I'm eating a Whataburger. Thanks.
Just, you know what? Just get some beads and put it around the Whataburger and eat it, and you'll feel like you're in New Orleans.
I'll try that. Thanks for that. Hey, Donnie, great talking to you, man. Thanks. Enjoy the week in New Orleans. It's a great town. I love it. Every time I go down there, I love to eat, for one thing. So enjoy. Have a blast.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Donovan Lewis from 1310 The Ticket, live from New Orleans, covering the Super Bowl on Brian Houston Sports Radio Live on 99.3 Talk FM. Meanwhile,